So, Daoji, the plan for the bank robbery's all laid out, and you have the rest of the evening to yourself. The
Daoji is super excited to rob a bank. Obviously, he's like trudging around the streets of the town. He's like kicking rocks and just got his head hung low. He's not feeling too hot about any of this. He's got his hood up and he's just kind of wasting time.
okay? Is there anything you'd like to try and get done before the evening passes, or
I
any
don't think.
last-minute preparations?
No, I have nothing. Maybe just walk around the local area, scope it out for myself before we jump into it. I don't know.
Okay.
Scope
So,
out the
like,
area where the bank is.
all right. Let's see. Guess I could put on some tunes here.
Dun 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 dun. Dun. Put on Daoji's theme. Cowboys from hell.
So, as you can see as you walk around to the area of the local bank, it's quite a large building. Several windows. Uh, line the front part of the bank. As you peek in, you can see it's pretty crowded this time of day. Tellers are making their transactions, going into the back to withdraw gold or deposit gold. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or are you just kind of getting a general feel for the layout?
Um, is it well guarded?
Roll a perception.
Like maybe I'm looking for maybe traps or security systems people aren't looking for.
hmm
That's a 69.
So you see, you see a couple of guards that kind of they are come out of the front door. They seem to be getting off of their shift. If you peer through the window, they seem to have come from back here. Other than that, you can't see any other security systems that kind of just pop out at you, nothing too out of the ordinary.
Well, I'm completely and utterly satisfied. Mm, I guess I could take a walk inside the bank, right?
Yeah, you could do that.
I'll go inside, take a look around.
All right. So, as I said, it's a little crowded right now, being the time of day it is, probably close to noon right now. A lot of people kind of moving about. See tellers line the, 'cause this right here is like the teller booth. You see there's like a thick glass in front of them, so it's kind of hard to get to them, but you can see there are doors on the back end that they can get out of if need be. There's a small little kind of swinging gate over here that has a lock on it, keeping it in place. So
What was the plan? What did we decide we were gonna do to break in here?
So the plan was that the two Hucks and the woman are going to dress as guards, and once this place is locked down, they're going to. Once this place is kind of locked down, they're going to kind of make themselves present so that any passerbys, may not, they
Notice.
see, yeah, may not notice. Kind of trying to keep it as low profile as possible so that you guys don't get swarmed mid robbery. While you and the other Panchuin, let me pull up his name again. I believe it was Fang, right? Let me check. Where did I write that down? Yeah, oh, Fan Huang. So when you and the other Panchuin, Fan Huang, are going to, since you two were the stealthy and more nimble of hand, are going to go in the back and trying to find the documents that you're after.
Hmm. All right.
If all goes well, you might not be noticed.
Yeah. Well, I'm a sneaky guy. We'll give it our best shot.
You've got 3 Lux.
I'm certainly not Vlad. I can't do that. It's kind of upsetting that he upstaged me in sneaky beakiness.
That was fucking awesome.
uh, Well, all right then. Um, do any of the guards? Nah, I probably shouldn't fuck with things. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave and wait for the thing to start.
All right. Any side hustles in the evening, or are you just kind of biding your time?
I don't have much to do in this town. I came back to do this favor for Mama Kay, and then I was gonna go see Malnik, and then I was prepped to go to the my homeland.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
I was kind of curious about the dead flowers thing, but I'm not very I'm not a very good detective.
might be able to tip Arthur off to something. He might be able to help you out with that if you guys meet up soon.
We'll see what happens.
If that's something you're interested in, we'll see what happens though. But
I'm a hero. Sounds bad.
in in the meantime, you have a job to do. So, so the night passes and morning comes. You guys meet in the alley behind the inn that you first met in. Hux and Anne are dressed head to toe in the guard's armor. As you and Fawn and the rest of the gang stand around, he lays out the plan once more and says, and Hux says, "All right, if y'all got anything to do, you better make it quick."
I cross my arms and just lean up against the wall. Got like a lazy look. Again, I'm not too happy about any of this. Don't really want to do this.
Good then, follow me. So, as you guys head towards the bank, you can put yourself down on the map if you'd like.
Okay.
So the this is Hux, this is Anne, this is Fawn. So as you guys approach, he says, "You two wait. You two go ahead and get inside and get ready." So they
Yeah,
kind of position themselves at the door here.
I'm standing around, ready to go.
All right. So Fawn says, "All right." He's going to move into this corner, kind of waiting in a line. You going to get in any position before they kick this off?
Where is this like a hostile takeover? Are there people inside?
There are some people inside. It's kind of early in the morning, so it's not quite as crowded.
What's my role in this plan? I'm supposed to be.
You and Fawn are going to try and get in the back and find the find documents that the Duke of this place has stored.
All right, as I'm walking by the front people, I brush shoulders with the first one. I say, if anyone gets hurt, it's your head. And
He's
I go in the door. I'm Daoji's not in a good mood. I'm gonna go in the door and look at the other guy.
he's got his arms crossed, waiting, and he says, "So, you ready?"
I I kind of give him the stink eye. I say, no casualties.
We do our job right, there won't have to be any. We get in there, we get out real quick, like. You
Uh,
good with that?
that pacifies Daoji enough. He crosses his arms. Yeah, he's mollified. He just kind of crosses his arms and looks ahead.
All right. A few minutes later, these two come in. Hux walks up and to the counter two light crossbows in hand. He turns and says, "All right, everyone, get down. Don't make any moves, and no one's got to get hurt." He kind of gives you two the nod and gestures towards the back.
All right. I'll move over there and lickety split. Do my sleight of hand.
All right. So you see, he's kind of giving his speech to the people. They're starting to freak out a little bit.
15. Is that good enough?
Yeah, for this lock here, that'll be good enough. With a simple click and twist, you're able to get that. It's just a simple little padlock there.
Yeah. I'll just pop that open. Open it up for him and move inside.
You and Fawn moving to the back. Um, you see, Hux points one of the crossbows to the counter and says, "Any of you make anything funny? It's gonna get nasty in here." As you walk into the back, you see there's another large steel door in the back here.
All right. I'll stride up to it. Take a good look at it. Something maybe I could feasibly pick.
Yeah, you might be able to. You can see it's a large kind of swing. 25 will definitely do it. There's a large. It's like one of those large kind of pushes open from the middle. You can see there's a large chain wrapped around the handles, but with ease, you're able to get in there and click it open.
Yeah, as he's threatening the people, Daoji strides into the room, goes right up to the door, and by the time he's done talking, the chain padlocks fall onto the floor, and I start pushing the steel door open.
You see, and you see Fawn has a. At this point, he's pulled up like a black handkerchief over covering his mouth and nose. He walks past us. Yeah, maybe you, maybe you were Syndicate. You're not too bad at that.
Daoji sighs loudly, pushes open the door.
All right. So as you come into this door, you do see that there are two guards here that have crossbows drawn.
I'm gonna stride into the room, and as they come in, I point my quarterstaff at them, and I say, "There are 10 more of us outside. Lay down your arms, or you're gonna be killed."
Oh, roll an intimidation check.
Could I perhaps do deception?
Yeah, we'll go for it.
Because I was trying to lie to them.
Yeah, we'll say so.
22.
Nice. Make a roll for them. Nice. Yeah, that'll do it. So as they have their crossbows drawn, they look to each other.
I put down
A
the
long. Go
put down
ahead.
the crossbows. What is that room there?
A long minute passes before they lower their crossbows. You hear one of them mutter, "I don't want to die for this, man. That room's a small. That room's a small little safe for day-to-day transactions."
I'm thinking back. I need documents that are important. No,
That's right.
it's probably not what I want. I'm gonna walk over to the safe. I'll give it a pop open and anyway, just
All right.
25.
25. Yeah, easy enough for you.
Click, click. I pop open the door and I pop my head inside, looking around.
You can see a lot of safe like drop boxes kind of line the wall. Um,
I look back at the what's his name?
Fawn, Fan.
I look at Fawn and I say, I don't think what I need is in here.
I doubt it too. Something that important.
I look at the two. I say, you two, get in here. Keep the door cracked. You won't get hurt.
And so they do. Walk right into the back there.
With that, I flourish the quarterstaff, tuck it back in my robes, and start climbing the stairs.
All right. You and Fawn head down the stairs. You see it's a small little wide hallway that leads, and there's a big. There is first of all, I forgot to draw it. There's a big ol' locked, one of those like rotary style uh, doors here.
As I stride down the hall, I stop, and I look back at Fawn and I say, "Hey, it's time to prove your worth.
What, you want me to pick it?
Can you?"
Oh, probably. Make a roll for him. 23, yeah, that'll do it. So, if you watch him work for a moment, he keeps his ear pretty close to the lock, turning the big rotary until he hears some satisfying clicks. He nods and turns it back counterclockwise until eventually the door cracks open.
Good lad.
Ah,
I'll.
served my time too.
It's nothing to be proud of.
So, this room again, big. These are larger safes and lockboxes lining the wall, and there's a in the center here. Actually, it's probably it would be closer to the front here, kind of in the. Actually, let me move that over. As soon as let me just do this here. It'd probably be right about here. Is a kind of a smaller desk that has. Yeah, it'd probably be like that. Smaller desk that has. You can see a tome on the top of it. It's closed right now.
I'll approach it, looking around. Um, you said lockboxes were like lining the walls.
Yeah, big like larger lockboxes this time, probably
Hmm.
holding more contents and have quite a bit more depth to them.
Do you have any idea where to start looking?
Well, let's see what this has in it. He kind of flips open the book, kind of scans through it. Think this might help us out here.
Or was it
Directory
something?
of
Yeah.
so flipping through it for a moment. He says, I think the one we're looking for is in the back there.
Right, on it. I'll jog on back there.
Alright. Let's make another sleight of hand here if you're going to try picking it.
Um, First I want to check for any traps.
Okay. That would be. What would that be? Let me check. Where's the PHP? So I can't remember if that's perception or. I think we'll go ahead and call it perception for now.
Yeah. Not like it matters. Alright, well, trap searching aside, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it.
All right.
Nat 20'd it.
Damn nice. Yeah. It's pretty easy for you to pick it actually. And as the thing swings open, you think maybe it was a little too easy. But yeah, inside you see a large. It's pretty deep. You can reach your whole arm into this thing, and this is like I said. These aren't. I don't know if like drop boxes are the right word because these are like almost like their own like miniature like walk-in closets of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you look, you find like a large box with dossiers and files and documents.
Hmm. That, that was a little bit confused. He's not really sure what he's looking for or what he needs to grab here.
Yeah, so you see that large dossier of documents, and you see a lot of other like gold and jewels and gems and
Uh,
things of that nature.
I'll I'll step out of and poke my head back around the fan. Hey, I'm not really sure what I'm looking for in here.
He walks over and stops, and you notice as you walk out that the rest of these lock boxes have begun opening of their own accord.
What the fuck?
And as they do, the gold and gems that were piled in them start pouring out onto the floor.
I'm gonna jog out to the middle of the room.
As they do so, the door begins closing back here. And as the gold starts to pile up, it forms into a large. Oh, that's not the pool I wanted. You watch the gold begin forming into this large golem-like creature.
Hmm. Gold golem.
The you can see the gems and gold begin fluttering around into this large golem-like creature. I think we can go ahead and roll an initiative.
I love initiatives. I also love Final Fantasy combat music.
Oh man, 7 remake music is so good, dude.
Tonight's a good night, except for my rolls.
Yeah, Arthur had the same problem. Like I, like I said, we're back in it, baby.
I wonder what he did.
Oh, I can't wait for you guys to talk about it.
Yeah, I bet. You guys have been
He got
alluding
in.
to the horrors.
Fawn rolled pretty good.
I got an 8.
All right. Surprisingly, you go before the monster. Big shocker, big lumbering gold golems don't move very fast.
Huh. I bet they have really good constitution saving scores, though.
I bet they do too.
Who moves first? The golem or
Fawn
Fawn?
does. Fawn
Oh.
does.
I look at Fawn and I say, hey, wait for me to try something real quick.
He gives you a nod and says, "You're the boss, then." He pulls out his twin daggers and falls back a couple steps, waiting on you.
I chuckle at his daggers and crack my knuckles. I take a few steps forward and then I lunge into action. I'm gonna then a second dexterity saving throw. That's great. Okay, so I'm gonna swing. It's 20 hit.
20 does hit.
All right, cool.
15 does not hit.
So that's 26 damage, and he needs to make 2 dex saves or be knocked prone.
20 damage, 2 dex saves.
26 damage.
Oh, 26. Ah, okay. I was looking for my calculator.
And that's 2
Sorry, just about
DC
right.
16 dex saves.
Alrighty, let me do that damage real quick first. It's 26. Okay. And DC 16 saves.
Yeah.
Alrighty. It's going to be a natural 17 on the first one. And 15 on the second one, so the second one failed.
Okay, so that's I'm gonna knock him prone as I go forward. I'm using my key empowered strikes to knock away huge globs of like gems and coins, and then for my last one, I just send a blow to his knee that like blows out like some jewelry.
Yeah, and as you do so, the gold kind of slumps onto the floor, beginning to reform itself as Fawn comes in. You watch as he takes a few steps, almost as lively as you, before
He
leaping
gets
into the
advantage.
air. Mm-hmm. Before leaping into the air, springing into action. Good thing, 'cause that was a low roll for the first one. So both of his strikes hit. So Fawn dives in. Then he lowballed his damage rolls and did 15 damage.
What a hero. Hey, you have fucking shitty rolls too? Welcome to the party.
Yeah, you want to join us, bro? We do that too.
Like,
So he leaps into action with a pretty dexterous display of flourishes from his daggers, slicing away his own chunks of gold from this thing's side as the golem begins reforming itself, standing tall. Let me pull open. See what this thing can do. It's not the one I wanted, so back here. Alrighty, so it is going to Yeah, that'll work. So, it is going to. It's going to first take two swings, one at each of you. So I'm going to need. Oh, it needs to make a roll. Never mind. So it's going to do. All right, both of those are going to hit each of you. So Daoji is going to take. Only 10 points of damage. And Fawn's going to take 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And then, to cap its turn off, you watch as the two rubies encrusted for its eyes begin to glow. And Daoji, I want you to make a wisdom save.
Okay. I've got pretty good wisdom. 24.
Congratulations, Daoji.
I'm glad.
You watch the magic begins to swarm around you, and you manage to resist being slowed.
So, like, turn into a normal man?
Yeah, that's right. So, we are back up to you.
Alright. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. 9, 24, 23, 27.
Yeah, those are all going to hit.
36. And 2 more deck saves, because I'm just going to keep giving Fawn advantage, and maybe one day he'll crit and make me proud.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. So, let's see here. So, first one coming up.
Daoji's just like
8.
flying around. As he's like about getting slowed, he doubles back, he clutches his forehead for a second, steady. He takes a sprint forward, slides underneath the thing's leg, stands back up, and sends a roundhouse kick, just taking out both of like the back of its kneecaps.
Yeah, and you do, and it topples over once again, giving Fawn the initiative to go in and strike at this thing. As soon as the dice roller wants to roll.
Daoji screams, "Stocks are falling!"
Natural 20, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. It's gotta happen eventually.
So, let's see here. That's going to be... Oh, wow. 42 damage. Nice crit, dude. Holy shit. He rolled max damage there.
Dude, my man.
So, as you knock it open, you watch as the coin at its chest falls away, revealing a large cluster of core-like gems. You can see that they're clearly radiating magical energy. As Fawn goes in, he kicks off of this thing's shoulder and does his own little twirls in the air before plunging both daggers into this core of gems, cracking them before pushing off of them, backflipping as he tosses another dagger down into this thing, landing behind.
They don't expect people like us, do they?
They sure don't. They breed another kind where we're from, don't they? That's minus 42 damage. This thing's starting to look a little beat up here. So the golem is going to push itself back up. We're going to get a couple more swipes. It's going to be 2 more hits, so that's going to be another... Damn, really? This thing's rolling really low when it hits you, Daoji. Just another 10 damage.
Well, this is fate. This
and
is
then 19
Saturday
damage
morning cartoon for Daoji.
19 damage towards Fawn, so that's going to be taking him down to that. So, we're down there, and we are back up to Daoji after that.
Well, my bread and my butter. Oh.
The 14's not going to hit.
No,
No. Only the 27's going to hit, unfortunately.
Well, that's shitty. I have luck points. I'll spend one to re-roll one of my flurries.
Okay,
There we go.
that'll do it.
So 2 hits, 19 damage, pretty good, and that's one dex save he needs to make.
Alrighty. Dex save, so that's going to be... Failed it again. Damn. Yeah, this thing's not good at dex.
Yeah, I figured he wasn't.
So it topples down once more, giving Fawn the initiative to go right on in there. So a hit. Almost a crit, but not quite. But still, 2 hits, not bad. So that's going to be 23 points of damage to the thing. You guys are chunking it down pretty good. So, now that it's the golem's turn is back up, you watch as it begins reforming, but not in the shape of a golem this time. As it reforms, it grows in size. And you watch it take on the form of a dragon.
What the fuck?
As the coins reform, you watch this dragon made of gold and gems before you.
Is this some kind of cosmic punishment, AJ?
Well, no.
Ah, Daoji's. Oh shit. Daoji's over there, like, gold dragon. Oh crap. Well, that's unexpected.
So, its gems, its eyes are made of. One of them is a ruby, one of them is an emerald. It starts to beat its wings, and you watch as the emerald and the ruby flash up. Let's see here. What's your armor class again?
19.
It's like 19. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Alright, so that's going to be 2 hits on Daoji. And then as the ruby flashes. Ooh, that's a crit on Fawn. And then a miss, thankfully.
Unfortunate.
So Daoji, as 2 beams of green, sickly energy shoot out towards you,
Oh jeez.
you suffer 21 points of damage, and thankfully you're immune to poison, so you don't suffer any additional effects.
Oh, that's good.
Fawn, however...
Come on, man. Why aren't you immune to disease and poison? Get with the game, man. What we call slacking in my tongue.
He's going to take an additional 20 damage. Thankfully, he didn't get hit by the second one. So the crit is nasty as you watch a beam of red fire catches him directly in the chest, knocking him back a few feet as he falls to a knee, pushing himself back up. We are back up to you, Daoji.
Uh-oh. Well, I'll circle around to this side, and I'll dive into him, because I have nothing better to do. Oh god. There we go.
Ooh!
I'm not gonna spend any luck, so that's 2 hits, one of them's a crit, the last one. So 19 damage.
You're right. So, still, you guys are chunking away at this thing.
And that's a dex check he needs to make.
Alright, one more dex check.
Yeah.
Ooh, a natural 18 on that one.
Oh, well.
So he's not going to fall over this time.
Daoji's, I'm feeling good. I'm ready to fight. Feeling great. I'm like, I dive to the side, I'm like doing cartwheels, and then I'll jump into the center of him. Like, Daoji's like almost sunking into like the gold as he's punching into it, then it'll back out. Daoji's like looking at his knuckles, they're bleeding because he's just punching coins.
Alright, so... let's see what Fawn does here. Well, at least he's on a roll with hitting. So you watch as he leaps back and kicks off the wall here, giving it 2 slashes as he repositions himself over here. Slashing right through one of its wings, then across its face for 19 damage. This thing's starting to look pretty beat up by this point. So, we're back down to it. And it's going, it beats its wings and flies around. You can take attacks of opportunity if you'd like.
Sure. 29.
Yep, that's definitely going to hit.
Max damage, 13 damage.
And then, oh nice, Fawn's going to hit as well. 12 damage. So that's pretty good numbers you guys are putting out there. And as it moves around, it opens its mouth, and you see a large sapphire glowing ablaze in the black of its throat.
I like look at
Each
him
of
like,
you.
move.
So I'm going to need each of you to make dex saves.
I love those.
Fawn's pretty good at them too.
27.
Unfortunately, he rolled a 2.
And I take half, or I take no damage from.
Yeah, that's right. So you dive completely out of the way. Fawn tries to, but he's not as quick on the draw. He's never fought a dragon before. He's not quite sure what was going on. And he's
Okay.
blasted for ice damage here. He's going to take 21 points of ice damage.
I too would be pissing my pants.
So Fawn's starting to look a little rough himself as he's blasted. He's kind of leaning against the wall back there. And we are back up to you, Daoji. This thing is kind of hovering about 10 feet in the air.
Does Fan use ki, or is he just exceptionally skilled? Is he like a rogue?
He's like a pseudo-rogue.
I wall run along this wall, right? I like wall run up it, and I'm at an angle where I go up about 15 feet, and then I leap. I'm gonna leap onto its neck.
Alright.
Man. Does 19 hit?
19 does hit. So you've got 3 hits there. 26 damage. That's quite a bit.
And 2 more dex saves.
Alrighty.
I just spam this shit. I have plenty of ki, my friend.
Unfortunately, he does pass both of them this time. He rolled an 18 and then a 21.
Yeah, I just figure like stunning strike's not gonna work on something like this.
Yeah. Got the right idea, though. So you get up there, trying to knock it down. You see it falter a little bit, but not quite taking it to the ground as you pound into this thing's neck. Fawn is going to run on the side 5, 10, 15, 20. And he's going to sheath his daggers and pull out his own light crossbow, firing a couple quick shots. Alright. He's going to deal 27 damage as he's aiming right at the chest of this thing.
If it bleeds,
Trying
you can
to-
kill it.
Trying to take down that core. We are back down to the golem, which is going to sit on its neck. It's going to kind of fly down to the ground and start attacking at you. It's going to be 2 hits on you, Daoji.
Okay.
Oops. So that's going to be 20 points of damage as it lands, slamming its neck against the wall, crushing you against it as it reaches up and rakes a claw down your back.
Hmm.
The tips of its claws encrusted in sharpened gemstone. So we are back up to you now.
Yeah, Daoji gets raked in the back. I'm gonna stand up and then I'm gonna take a few step up the back of its neck, do a flip, and in midair turn back down and fall, punch it. Aw.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
33 for 3 hits and a dex save. As it's all kind of just one hit. Dodges it in midair and then he comes down and just Superman punches it in a fall.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it manages to fail that dex save. So this time, as you hit, part of its neck kind of gives way and the thing crumples again.
And I'm gonna roll off it and step back out over here.
Alright. So Fawn's going to continue just rapid firing his crossbow here. Almost a crit, not quite though. Gonna get 2 more hits because of that. Nice. Things looking real rough now.
I'm feeling
As
great.
you see the magic that's holding these things together is starting to falter as it reforms, but not quite. You see large chunks of its wing is missing. It didn't reform where you kind of struck down at its neck, and you see one of the gemstones from its eyes fall into the floor. So it's going to give you guys one last breath attack. I'm going to need you both to make another dex save.
21.
Ooh, 22 for Fawn. He makes it this time. So both of you are going to dodge its attack as the ice.
Huh.
So you guys dodge out of the way as the ice kind of shoots in a cone out this way here.
As I leap back, I do a backflip and I land on my feet and then I roll my shoulders. I fought dragons worse than you. You're an embarrassment. And I'm gonna like stalk towards him.
Alright, you're up.
Okay. This time instead I'm gonna note where Fawn's trying to get to the core. I'm gonna dive underneath the dragon that is blowing out the ice blast, and then I'm gonna like bend my legs and then thrust my entire body up, trying to propel myself up to where the core is. Like try to get to it and break it.
Alright.
Oof, oof.
18 hits.
Alright.
Just barely, but it hits.
3 hits, 35 damage.
Alright.
7,
That's
7,
enough,
6. Look
Daoji.
at that.
How do you want to do it?
Like I said, I slide underneath the thing and then I bend my knees, like put all my strength into my legs and then just, you know, head first, fist extended, go up from the bottom. I go up to where the core gem is and I literally grab it on my way out and I just blow through the top of this thing. I hold the core in its hands and I assume the thing's just gonna break apart, right?
Yep, and as you do, the thing just falls apart.
As I stand on top of the pile of gold and jewels that make up my fallen foe, I throw the core over to the side somewhere. I throw it like over, just let it drop over here to the next to the altar here.
Alright.
And then I'll brush my hands and step off the beast.
Alright, and as you do that, Fawn kind of brushes himself off and says, Alright, we need to get what we're here for and get out of here.
Oh, right. Like I said, I don't know what I'm looking for here.
He walks to the back, looks through, and grabs the box of folders and documents that you saw earlier. Says, "Think this is what we're looking for?
Oh.
I don't see anything else in here." He kind of peeks around through the gold a bit in the gem. Says, "No secret compartments. No, this looks right." Take a little off the top. He grabs a gem and stuffs it in his pocket. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
So you guys move back upstairs. Actually, before you do, roll an Arcana check for me.
13.
That's fine because I think the guy was probably trying to make it a little obvious. You feel like you're being watched.
Uh, I look around. I like whirl around in the center of the room. Like Daoji comes down the stairs and he makes it to another room and then he just stops. And then Fawn just sees him kind of like whirl around, looking all around.
What? Something up?
I think so.
Oh,
Stay
come
on your
on, we gotta
guard.
go.
Yeah, I say stay on your guard, and then I'll keep moving.
All right. So, as you guys move down here, you see that you can see out the windows. There's a lot of guards outside, but in particular, and you can see these two are hunkered down underneath a window.
I look over at them. What the fuck?
I don't know. Fawn says, "Do you think we set something off down there?"
Daoji's looking out the window and thinking.
In particular, you see a couple individuals of note aside from those guards.
Who would that be?
Give me 1 sec to put them down on the map, and I will inform you. So, outside, you see the guards. The blue thing here, you see a man, a half elf, standing tall and proud. He's wearing these. He's wearing very regal attire, black and crimson red. Next to him, you see. You've seen this guy before. The man who was cloaked and wearing the bandages. Fawn says, you hear him under his breath, "Shit. There's probably another way out of here. Think we can get out by the roofs?
Is there a way to the roof?
I'll go look."
Alright. Make it quick, and I'm gonna duck down. I'm gonna crawl over to the store over here. Daoji,
Alright.
at this point, he's gonna ditch whatever costume he was wearing and start changing into his stone monkey mask costume. It's the intimidating hood and stone monkey mask.
Mm-hmm.
I slide all that on, and I'm like looking over. What happened? Did they just show up?
They just showed up once, a little while after you guys were down there. I I don't know. He hasn't come in yet. They haven't even fired a shot.
Well, that's good for us then.
For now.
Do you have anything that explodes?
Shit, not. No. Thought this was going to be a clean job.
Daoji's like he's sitting there cross-legged, and while everything's going on, he's like rummaging through his bag.
As you do, you hear a magically enhanced voice from outside. "Daoji? I know you're in there."
Hmm. Yeah, Daoji stops. He's like motionless.
"Was it Arthur? Did he send you here to rob from me?"
Daoji's gonna slowly push himself up to a crouch. He looks over at the. I forget their names. I'm sorry. Who are these people?
Hux and L.
I'm gonna crawl over to Elle. I say, "You have a knife."
Yeah. She takes one out and kind of tosses it to you, kind of a little dinky thing, but it'll do probably for what you're looking for.
Alright, I'll grab it. You too. Start moving to the back. Help find a way out. And I'm gonna move over here real quick. I'm gonna run my way back to this back vault. I'm gonna crack open the door. I walk in, intimidating stone monkey mask. I'm holding a knife in one hand as I look at these two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like looking between them.
So they're just looking up at you. You've intimidated them earlier. They're just kind of crossbows still out of their hand. They're defenseless at this point.
I'm looking back at them. Which one's the oldest?
This one here seems to be the veteran.
I'll grab him by the back of his neck, pull him up to a stand, and put the knife to his throat, and I kind of like start dragging him out of the vault.
All right. Where are you dragging him to?
I'm dragging him all the way back. As I'm passing through this room, I look at the other and say, "Find the way out. Get out."
All right.
I'm gonna
We'll start looking.
I'm gonna take this guy all the way back to the entrance here.
All right.
I look at him and say, "What's your name?"
I'm Franz.
You got a name, Franz? Oh, you got a family, Franz?
Yeah,
You want to see them again?
I do.
Well, then you're gonna be terrified of me. Understand?
Yes,
Like, I'm gonna
I
slit
am.
your throat if you don't understand. If you're not terrified of me, you're gonna die.
I understand.
Good. And with that, I'm gonna push slowly forward, push open the door, and with him in front of me, walk out.
All right.
It's just Daoji with the stone monkey mask on. I've got the tiny little blade pushed up against the man's jugular. I'm gonna step out into the open.
Hmm. So, you were sent by Arthur, were you? What does he want from me?
I grunt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, but who else would want what's in my vault?
And who are you?
He laughs. Let's see. Bouncing back and forth between notes. I am Arcalis, the Duke of this place, but more importantly, the man you're robbing from. But I am not so callous as to let my men do all of the work. I take this matter very, very personally.
Who else can you trust to clean up your dirty work? I'm sure you pissed off enough people that breaking into the bank is warranted. What secrets do you hide, Duke?
He gives you a callous grin and says, "Oh, you would like me to spill my secrets in front of all of these people? I thought you more clever than that if you're working for Kuzland."
My judge of their intelligence is on the money then if they're still following you. I can tell from here you're a snake. Only fools would listen to you. Don't worry, your documents will be safe enough. As for you, this man here, and I'll push up the blade up to the man's neck harder. He's going to die, unless you move, and I gesture over to this guy over here. I'm leaving, and that's that. Or do you think you can stop me?
He blinks a few times and says, "You think you're in a position to be negotiating with me?"
The stone, unfeeling monkey mask stares at him.
Allow me to demonstrate the kind of man you're dealing with. One moment.
Does it look like he's attacking the guard?
It sure does.
Alright. I'm gonna spin around, put myself between them.
All right. Let me see which kind of save and throw you need to make here. Yeah, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I'm actually surprisingly good at that. 24.
Oh, it's a good thing you rolled high.
Oh yeah, I have that ability that gives me proficiency in every saving throw.
Yep. So he casts Finger of Death, and it's a good thing. I'm having this damage for you, and it's a good thing because you're going to suffer 35 points of necrotic damage.
Daoji screams, roils on the like where he's standing. His body just contorts.
Yeah, as the black sickly beam hits your back, you feel flesh begin rotting away. As he says, "I figured you were bluffing. I've heard all kinds of reports about you from my father.
Another scum like you.
To a man such as you, perhaps. A man who can't see the winds of change and progress."
Daoji's back is smoking. He drops to his knees and he looks around at all the other guards and he's like, "This is who you follow? You stand idly by while he kills one of your own?"
He grins. Let's see. He grins as this man walks up and places a hand on his shoulder. He whispers something in his ear. He rolls his eyes and lolls his head back and says, "We're to take this one alive."
So, you'll have a hard time of it. I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out the potion of growth.
Alright.
I'm gonna Google that real quick. Actually, I don't want to do that. I changed my mind. I'm not gonna do that. Um,
Alright.
I look between them. I'm gonna take a few steps back, and I'm gonna perhaps take a defensive action, I suppose, and see what they do next.
Alright.
I look at them and I say, "What is your game in all this?"
Who are you referring to? Just
Both
the...
of them. I barely know these people.
Okay. Both of these two?
I'm just looking at their general area, like, why are you doing this?
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Daoji doesn't really understand what's going on.
Yeah, I get you. So, just trying to think here. Why? Arcala steps forward again. Because you are attempting to hinder me in our plan. That's as simple as it is. You and your Arthur Kuzland are in too deep, and you need to be removed.
What did Arthur do now?
Why don't you tell me? You're the one he sent after all.
I don't care enough to correct him. Instead, I'm gonna look around. Are there any good alleys of escape? You know, knowing my speed and my abilities, I figure I can probably get away somehow.
You might be able to. So you've got your nifty wind powers.
Yeah.
So I think if you wanted to, you could probably try to knock some people prone and get past them.
Okay. Let me pull up my Daoji powers. I could perhaps jump over them with propulsion.
It's possible.
Right then. Alright. I'm going to cast, or I'm going to use the ability propulsion. It gives me the jump ability.
Is that a name of the wind thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gives me the jump spell. And with that, I'm going to take off at an angle and I'm going to try jumping over this line here.
Alright, Daoji. Roll A let's see. What do I want to make it? Uh, roll. You have like a one of you. I think one of your powers gave you this like a spell attack roll kind of deal.
Um.
Using wisdom or something. Here, just roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
Okay, my wisdom modifier, that's +3. 20.
Oof, this guy nat 20'd. So
Can I make him
you
reroll it
wanna
with a luck point?
you can if you'd like.
I figure
He's
he's
got
about
a
to do something
pretty
really bad to me.
he's got a high modifier.
I'm gonna try it. I have 2.
Uh, it's gonna be 22 still.
Alright, well, fine.
So you want to roll a history check for me real quick, Daoji?
I'm bad at those. Dowdy no smart.
It's just for fluff.
14.
Yeah, something about this guy seems really familiar to you, especially whenever he reaches out and you try to call on the name of the wind. He reaches out and you hear him call on a name of his own, and the name of the wind suddenly vanishes before your eyes.
I drop to the ground and I roll backwards and I look over and I say, "Was it you on top of that mountain?"
Which mountain are you referring to?
When that dude was getting beat up and me and Malnik climbed up. Do I get the same sense as the same guy?
Not quite. This one.
Oh, it's
You
not the
know
same
how
guy.
when Arthur looks for Fey Fiend and Undead?
Yeah.
You've seen him do it enough times. You're kind of reading some Fey coming off of this guy.
That's probably not good.
Not quite.
Alright.
As you see underneath the bandages, he has a twisted grin and his eyes look amused. And at the point, you hear Fawn's voice from the back. We found a way to the roof, Daoji!
I slowly start stepping back towards the door, like facing them. I don't need a ladder to the roof, my friend. I can run up the wall. No wind power is needed for that. All right then. If I can, I'm gonna try running up the building then.
Alright. As you do so, you hear him yell, fire, and the men are going to fire crossbows at you. Let's see. So, you run and start sprinting up the building, Daoji. You're going to suffer 18 points of damage as one bolt catches you in the leg. Pretty good. You stumble, having to grab a handhold and thrust yourself further up the
Could
wall.
I reduce it?
Yeah, you could.
All right.
That's your.
That reduces it to 0.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna hold on to it, and as I make it to the top of the building, I'm gonna turn back and flick it, and it's gonna drop into the snow, like face down, like right between the two as they're standing.
All right.
I'm gonna stand there and I look down at them and I point and I say, "Listen, I don't know what game you're playing, or what's so important about this, but you should leave me alone. More powerful people than you have messed with me."
Arcalus laughs and he laughs and says, You would like to think that. Run back to Arthur. Run back to your master and tell him all the things you saw here today.
We'll see who's the master. And Daoji's gonna turn back and start running across the rooftop.
Alright. So you do so, you see the other guys on the roof kind of waiting for you. And you
I'm
hear,
like, why are they waiting? I'm like waving at them to start moving.
yeah, they start. You hear Huck say, "Don't keep together, scatter!"
Yeah, with that, I'm gonna run to some far corner of the building and take a leap off and try to get lost.
You do so, and you see some men breaking into the bank, and others kind of trying to pursue on the ground after everyone. Um, Before leaving, I think Hux probably would have passed the documents off to you.
All right. Yeah, I'll take it. Run along with it.
So, is there anywhere in particular you're going to try running to?
I'm gonna. I should just leave the city, right? My
Probably would be
mission
a good idea.
accomplished, right?
Mission is accomplished. You got what you came here for.
All right. That's the whole reason I came here. I got the box in tow. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go straight back to where Mama K is.
All right, so you're going to leave and start heading towards Tarbaron?
Yep.
Okay.
No questions asked. I'm not gonna tell anybody where I'm going. I'm just gonna get out.
Okay. With Daoji on the way there, is Daoji going to be curious enough to look at any of the documents?
Yes. Daoji's been practicing his reading. He'll take a few looks over.
All right. Let's see here.
See, what they need to do is invent little messenger like goblins or something, and that way I can just listen to the message instead of having to read all these things.
It's hard, man.
And they could put it in different languages and I can understand it, you know? Hmm.
So, as you read through some of these documents, let me pull up some of these names real quick so I don't fuck it up. Because this is very important. I can give you like an actual Word doc with some of the contents of this, but for now I'll give you the abridged version.
Okay.
A lot of these documents do, in fact, account for some dealings with Calidor, some very close dealings. Um, One of these documents seems to be a transference of prisoners. I think at least one of the names is going to stand out to you.
Is it Ellie?
No, it's not Ellie. I need to. Where is it? Because I can't remember her name.
Oh, it's Chi.
It's not she either.
Damn, who the fuck?
Um,
Who else does Daoji know?
you would know her through Arthur.
um,
Shit, hang on. Pull it up. Arthur or Ellis sent it to me. Seraphix, Arthur's mage.
barely rings the faintest of bells to Daoji, but it
You
got
know
me
you've heard the
eventually.
name,
Yeah,
and you know you heard it when around Arthur.
yeah, I probably. Daoji's a little chafed because apparently these people are under the assumption that Daoji is like some kind of Asian slave boy for Arthur now, or some kind of errand boy or some shit, and he doesn't
So
like that.
you know there's another name as well. So Seraphix captured another one, Dariel. It says escaped but wounded.
Mm. Is there any indication of where these people are?
It seems like they, at least Seraphix, Dariel escaped, and it seems like he was wounded pretty badly. But Seraphix, it seems like these are prison transfers to Calidor
How recent?
about a month ago.
Uh,
Probably when you guys were in the Crystal City.
he's probably not gonna be happy to hear that, or maybe he is. Who knows? Well, it's good to know. Certainly, we can keep an eye out. Gotta get over there first.
Yep. And so, with that, I believe you can head on back to Tarbaron. The trip isn't too hard for you. You know the roads by now. You know how to. You're a quick. You're a quick
There's
guy.
a farmer, right, somewhere along that road that every like month or two, some Asian goes running by at breakneck speeds, and he's
And
just
he's the
standing there
only one who
outside.
sees
Like,
it.
I
And he's the
wonder.
only one who sees it. And when he tells people, they think he's crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be good luck today. The crop
Yeah.
harvest is gonna be fine.
Ah, the Asian of good luck. He's back.
What was that? Oh, Martha. Martha, the cow's probably pregnant again. You better go check on that.
Oh. Is there anything in Tarbron you'd like to do before talking to Mama Kay?
um,
Like on your way to her place? Anywhere you're gonna
no,
stop by?
I'm gonna stop by my school, and I'm gonna see if Jane's in.
Yeah, she's there. You see, by the time you get in, it's probably late afternoon. You see she's kind of teaching some of the lads' classes as you kind of peer in.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's turning out pretty well. A lot of the there's a healthy sized class of children from the slums in there.
Fantastic. I'm gonna push my way in quietly and make my way around. I'm gonna go up to her and say, "When you're done, come in the back for a second."
She kind of gets an odd look on her face and says, "Okay, I
Yeah, I'm gonna
suppose
go
I'll."
in and slam the chest on the back of the table.
Okay. Doesn't take too much longer. Maybe another half an hour passes before she comes back and says, "Is something the matter? You haven't been
No,
back around in a while."
yeah, I was on a job. Um, I'm not. You, I just give her a sheepish look. You think you could rifle through these and see if there's anything that catches your eye? I've already seen the prison transcripts from Calidor, but maybe there's something I missed.
Yeah, she's a little surprised, and as she rifles through them, you can see she gets more surprised as she reads through them. She gives you some interesting information. I will. I'll get you the document, kind of giving you
Yeah,
a more detailed.
because I figured Daoji would just be skimming it and like not really
Yeah,
understand most of it.
yeah. She kind of recounts the important bits to you, and I will. I'll send you a document later on.
Okay.
I'll write one up for you.
When she's finished, Daoji he starts lighting a pipe and he's nodding along. And when she's finished, he'll say, "Well, all right then. Yeah, these are documents for Mama K. I have to go drop them off. Thank you for that. How are things here?"
They're good. Those are those are some heavy documents, Daoji. What are you getting into?
I'll wink at her and I say, "What documents? You didn't see a thing, Jane.
Right.
Don't worry about me. If ever, if ever the money stops coming, then you can start worrying."
Well, very well for now, but things are going well. The students are starting to like coming to class.
It's good to hear. Do you need another teacher here? Do you need a break?
I think for now it's fine. The classes are small enough for now. I
That's
think I
good.
can handle it.
And remember, you can always go to Mama K if something happens and I'm not here.
Sure, Daoji.
I'll give her a big thumbs up and grab the chest off the table.
Alright. So, I'm assuming you're going back to Mama K with these now?
Yep.
To do so, she's in that brothel, and you're led into the back room into her office. You see she's sitting there. She's pinning a letter when you come in. She sets the
I slam the chest on the table and I look at her kind of cross and I say, "Does the name Arsalis ring a bell?"
Arcalis.
Whatever.
Yes, that's the Duke of Dramund.
He tried to attack me, and he had a name of the wind user with him. He surrounded the bank as we were leaving, like he was aware that we were breaking in. I barely managed to get out.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad I sent you. If that's the case, someone else wouldn't have made it out.
Daoji slumps into one of her chairs.
That is concerning, though. I'll have to I'll have to send some more people to look into that matter.
There's something wrong with that place.
There
He
is.
he was surrounded with his men, and I was going to feign using one of his guards as like a meat shield. And the Duke cast some kind of spell, like black roiling magic came from his fingers. I had to put myself between the guard or he was going to kill him. in front of his men, and the men didn't seem fazed by that at all. It's a sick place.
It is, and I think you're confirming all of my suspicions about him. So, I'm going to have a read through the documents, and I'll plan out what we should do from here. So I need to keep a close eye on the goings on in that place. Thank you, Daoji.
Mm,
She walks to the back and grabs a small chest and says, "I think you've earned this.
what is it?
A chest full of gold.
Mm, I'll take it
About
and eye it, kind of bored like, and yeah, why not?
right. She'll give you about 10k."
Okay.
She says, "That's all I'll need from you for now. Thank you. That was a very important thing you did for us."
Dowdy shrugs his shoulders. Right. Call on me if you need me then.
Of
Uh,
course.
I'll step out. Uh, 5k that, I'll just go straight to the school.
Okay.
I'll just pop over and give it to her. And
hmm
like as kids are leaving the school, I'm gonna like pass out like a coin or two each.
Yeah, some of these kids, like these kids, their eyes like light up
Dowdy
because
smiles and
these are kids that live off of maybe coppers a day.
So Dowdy passes out a gold coins to his students. Maybe word will spread of that, get more kids showing up.
hmm
Not that I want to turn this into a charity, mind you, but little
I
incentive's
get
never
you.
bad.
I get you.
Um,
Yeah, they thank you vehemently.
I'll smile and send them on their way. I'll pass the rest of the gold off to Jane, the 5,000, and kind of like prop my feet up in one of the school desks looking around. Maybe I'll spend a few days here, who knows. Get to
Okay.
know the kids better a little bit. And then after a day or two has passed, if all is relatively quiet, I'm gonna probably pack up and head off to. Uh, One of my stops is gonna be. I should probably talk to the redheaded lady. We were talking about that, right? At the vampire village.
Yeah, you could try something like that. What would you? Do you have any ideas on what you want to like try to discern from her?
I need to know more about these seven folk who have kidnapped
Okay.
Ellie. I need to try to figure
So,
out some kind of lead I can go
if you want
on.
as well, I can give you some more notable locations in this region, if that might prompt any ideas from you.
Well, yeah, Daoji's sitting in like, picture this: Daoji's sitting in an empty schoolhouse, and
Just like brainstorming.
he's smoking a pipe with his feet crossed up, and he's just brainstorming, trying to figure out what he could
So,
possibly do. The
you,
kidnapping of Ellie has weighed heavily on his mind for some time.
okay. So, let me pull up my notes so I can give you an accurate depiction of what's around here. So, clearly you're in Tarbaron. There's it's a quite a large place. You know all about Tarbaron. Across this, like on the other end of this country, is actually it's yeah, like on the other end, like into the next country over, which is you probably had to pass nearby this place to get to the well, no, because you had to go northeast, so you're kind of in the vicinity. There's an the next country over to the east near the mountains is largely dominated by elves, and their capital is Thilha Aethel. Nearby Thilha Aethel is the Dragon's Eye Keep. Further
Oh, I
north,
do need to go there because I need to get the stones from them.
so that could be on your way, and then to the north and east of there is the Vampire City. It is nearby the country you were just in. Not quite. It's like further southeast. So it's like in between the Dragon's Eye Keep. It's like kind of in between, vertically in between the Dragon's Eye Keep and Dramund, where you were just at, but further to the east. Further south of that is the university. South of that, and a little to the west, is Monix Keep. Let me find Dalrag.
All right, so if I'm plotting a course, then I would go. Elven Capital sounds pretty neat. Go check that out. And then I'll cross over to the Dragon's Eye Keep, see
The
what I can
Dragon's Eye
do.
Keep would probably be a little bit closer because it's a little to the west of that, so it's kind of in your path to get there. If you want to just pass by there first and then go swing by the Elven Capital.
Something, hmm, something tells me I should go to the Elven Keep first. But maybe you're right. All right, I'll take a pass by the Dragon's Eye Keep and see what's up there.
Okay. Said it's up to you.
Yeah, I'll take a look. If it's close by, I get the feeling that those guys have like some pretty retarded defenses, and maybe elves would be a better way to prepare for maybe some potential burglary if I decide to get to it.
Maybe. You could try talking to him.
Oh, well, are they gonna hand over the stones to me?
I don't know.
Do they even like me anymore after I kind of abandoned them after taking their money?
Who knows?
Are they even still alive? I think is the best question I could ask.
They haven't been seen in a while.
All right, fine. We'll go
But you
do
do
that.
know, both you and Arthur would know that their keep is pseudo open to the public. It's kind of like, at this point, it's kind of become like a training ground for new adventurers, like a place for adventurers to start
Okay.
their career.
Daoji is always thinking of stealing things
Yeah, I got you.
when he's not drinking or smoking. So he's gonna go and.
Your path, the however you want to handle this, is up to you.
All right, we'll go to Dragon's Eye Keep first.
Okay,
I'll see what I can do about it.
so you're gonna swap by Dragon's Sky Keep, then maybe Thilhaethel,
Yeah,
and
because
then
I want to see what kind of interesting goodies. I don't think Daoji has any experience with elves besides killing the wood elves.
yeah, that's right.
That's literally all he knows. And like we had that conversation about what wood elves do, and he didn't get a very good first impression. Maybe high elves or something would be, or are they still wood elves?
Those would probably be high elves. It's kind of a mixture between the two in that city, but it's mostly high elves.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting to go check out. And then I'll go see Malnik, see how he's doing, and then back to Crystal City.
Okay. Sounds like a plan then. And I think for tonight, that might be where we end things. Because if you're going to go to the Dragon's Eye Keep, I might need to do a little more preparing.
Okay, you say so.
Yeah, because there's a couple things happening there right now. So I wasn't sure if you were going to go or not.
The one time Daoji was there, I think they were messing around with eagle hatcheries or something. No, and it was like some kind of mythical beast hatchery they were setting up.
They had wyverns.
Yeah. That's what Daoji remembers from being there. So they were messing around growing wyverns and all the food. And the time I robbed everybody when I first showed up.
Good times.
And then I robbed them as I was leaving too. uh, you know that dexterity book investment has saved a lot of lives. So
Yeah, that was pretty powerful.
definitely needed it. Well, that sucks. Now there's like 2 bad Name of the Wind users. I'm gonna have to beat up all of them.
Yeah, man.
Some dude is firing out like necromancy spells at me. It's just crazy. Can't wait to find out what Arthur's been doing to piss off all these people.